Hey, good morning, Jason. It's Chantel. Give yourself 20 minutes on the clock and use my initials. You can't just kill me with that Auntie Chantel. But I'm glad you calling me Auntie Chantel because this going to be the realest Auntie Chantel call you done ever had. Oh, yeah, this is serious, serious. Okay, first thing I want you to do, grab a pen and a piece of paper because you going to need it. No, I'm for real. Okay, first off, let me just say this. Don't worry about it yet. Keep in mind the word yet. And let me know when you're ready to write this down. Okay, first off, you don't need a union rep because this is your spot monitoring. It's not your monthly monitoring. But just in case this customer call back and complain, ask for your union rep because you're going to need it. Yeah, I'm 100% sure if this customer calls back, you're going to need your union rep. I mean, you didn't do any. If you don't know, if you didn't, I'm sure you didn't know how to handle this call. So even if they call back and complain, you won't be in trouble. But just for your own safety, well, not safety, but just for your own protection, have a union rep on the line if this customer calls back to complain. Okay. All right. First, do you know what the ADA is? Okay, that's Americans with Disabilities Act. American Disabilities Act. Okay, so we can only deny people with disabilities service for very, very, very extreme reasons. And that caller, it wasn't their their denial of service didn't meet any of that criteria, and you per se didn't do anything wrong, but you handled that call wrong. You should have escalated that call, and you didn't. And it's really not. That's how I'm saying. Make sure you have your union rep because they're gonna, they will try to put you at fault for this, and it's really not your fault. And see, when the ADA gets involved, the company can be fined thousands to millions of dollars, and they're gonna try to recoup those losses any way they can. It's starting with by taking your job and working their way up. Okay, so just for future reference, when they bring up the ADA, immediately escalate it. You don't try to get involved. Okay, so just so you know, if a caller ever calls and say they were denied a ride, if they won't allow you to escalate it, just know the number one reason why they be not where a driver can deny a ride is that there's already two wheelchairs on the bus. There's only room for two wheelchairs. So if a driver pulls up and there's two wheelchairs on the bus, a third one can't get on the bus. So, but they still have to notify dispatch. The second reason is weight capacity. Our wheelchair ramp only has a capacity of 600 pounds. Now, along with that, they have to at least try. I mean, you can't look at somebody and say, hey, you weigh 800 pounds. You can't get on here because you can't just eyeball them and say you're too big. They have to at least try. And if they roll up there and the wheelchair thing break, hey, at least I tried. They're out for that is, I don't know how much you weigh. Okay? Another reason is the people who are sitting on those seats that raise up so the wheelchair can be placed, they refuse to move. And then, even with that, the driver has to sit there and wait for transit police to come and request for those people to move. And even with that, if they don't want to move, you can't force them, because just because someone has a disability, you can't force someone that doesn't have a disability to move and allow them to sit. I mean, you can only ask them. And if they say, I ain't moving, you can't make them move. Mm-hmm. Right. And so where you went wrong was, right, right. You can't ever say that. Right. You told them if that driver doesn't want you on their bus, we can't make them let you ride. Right. If it was just anybody, you know, it was just somebody who the driver had a confrontation with and didn't want them on the bus, that's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Be really careful. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, if this call comes back, make sure you have your union rep on the line with you, okay? And the only way to come back is if that caller calls back to complain about it. Well, I don't know if you've been monitored for the month, but like I say, this is just a spot monitoring. Spot monitoring and monthly monitoring are different. Now, just because I spot monitor this call doesn't mean it won't be a part of your monthly monitoring. Spot monitoring is I monitor you and then I call you right away about the call. Spot monitoring is when they monitor 5 calls in a row. So if this happens to be one of the 5 calls in a row, they will be contacting you about it. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that was it. You're welcome. All right, bye.